Hey everybody, Rob from Premier Fitness and Massage here. I wanted to talk a little bit today about shoulder mobility, especially those with involving activities where your hand needs to be overhead, so snatches, presses, anything along those lines. One of the things that we see a lot with people is that they can't get that arm set back in the proper positioning, and there's a lot of reasons for this. One of the reasons that I want to talk about today is more of involving your pec minor. Your pec minor comes from this little process here on your scapula. And then it comes down to on your ribs 3, 4, and 5. So it kind of shoots down, kind of like these little fingers down onto your rib cage. What it does is, if it's dysfunctioning, is it's going to pull your scapula towards your rib cage. So really it makes that scapula roll down and in. And what that does, if you look at your shoulder, if we rolled that shoulder now, regardless of how far we can get that shoulder now, if that scapula is anteriorly tilted, that arm doesn't want to go back. So what happens a lot is when you try and get somebody that's anteriorly tilted to get that arm back here, we end up tearing, we've got a labrum that's inside that joint. We end up tearing some of those ligaments, some of that connective tissue that's in that shoulder socket. Whereas if we can get that shoulder blade to sit back properly without even moving our humerus, we get that extra little bit of rotation that we need. So what we want to do is we want to take our lacrosse ball and we want to pin it right there, kind of in our chest. We kind of want to you can feel where the fold is on your shoulder. We want to kind of pin it right there. You might be able to feel kind of this little band that's running down. That's perfect. That's where we want it to be. So we want to pin it, and then we're going to do some movements. So we don't need to move the ball. We'll use our arm to move it. So one of the actions that pec minor does is it pulls this scapula down. So we want to make it upwardly rotate and pull it up by raising our hand, and that will elongate that muscle underneath the pressure of our lacrosse ball. So I'll get that lacrosse ball, pin it, and then raise my hand. And you can move that ball around as needed. Start kind of in the corner, and then you kind of feel around and come down your chest a little bit if you need to. But that can really help with that slouchers pose that we all get this way. We not only want to open up this way, but round out, pull those shoulders back, and this is one of the moves that will help it with that.